Hello YouTube, Intuitive Edge here. Today we're going to look at President Donald Trump. I'd like to know, who is he at his core? What motivates him? And what do we need to know about him? So those are the three questions that I want to ask today. I may do a follow-up reading on him another time, looking a little more in depth at some of the things going on at the White House. But we're just going to stick today with who is he as a person, and what motivates him, and what do we need to know about him. So that's what I'm going to focus on as I shuffle up these cards. Give me a moment while I shuffle. We're just going to intend for the right and perfect cards to come forward that will give us insight as to who the president is at his core. What motivates him? Who is he? And what do we need to know about him? Wow, okay, I think we're good. All right, let's take a look. Who is Donald Trump at his core? Ooh, what motivates him? The first card is a beautiful card. It's the Six of Fire, also known as the Six of Wands in regular tarot. And what that card essentially means is somebody who is prestigious. They've reached a pinnacle in their life. They're ahead of the game, and other people are giving accolades to that person. This is reversed, so there may be some aspects of that are not quite at the forefront of his life. I mean, maybe he doesn't show a whole lot. I think there's stuff about him that we don't know. Good things. And maybe other things. But I think there's stuff that we don't know about him. But this is actually being given accolades, celebratory. It's a positive card. So I'm thinking there's probably good things about him that we don't know. So I'm going to stick with that. What motivates him? This is an interesting card. It's the Five of Sky. And you've got a situation of a kind of a fight going on. There's some back alley cats in this picture here. I'm just going to describe it. And they've got, I'll let you see it too. These back alley cats look like they've been fighting. They look like they're scrounging for food. And one of them looks kind of ostracized, and there's just some, scarcity, not a lot of plenty going on. And I think that probably motivates him to want to correct things like that. This is the imagery portrays being on the outside, being stuck in a bad situation. And I think if this is what motivates him, he wants to get people, I think, out of that cycle of poverty, out of that cycle, out of that mindset that keeps people stuck. Because we have very much this, it's almost like this brawl thing going on. And I want to look a little bit more at the other cards that come through on that. But I think he's motivated by a sense of wanting to help, or maybe help the country so that people aren't starving or left out or having, difficulties. His slogan is "Make America Great Again," and I think there's something about not wanting this type of scenario in our society that motivates him to want to make things better. The hidden. What do we need to know about him? Um, this is an interesting card. This is a card of a whole lot of choices, almost too many choices. And it's kind of juggling your choices, having to pick and choose because there's so much going on. I think maybe what's hidden that we don't know about him is his um, ability to prioritize so many things going on at once. Like he's able to make changes um, on the fly, and that's an interesting card. So this card is reversed. It upright. It's about it's too much going on, confusion, um, just just confusion basically. And when you've got it reversed, I think what this is saying is that he is someone who can see through the illusion and through the confusion and make choices and decisions and not get caught up in the illusion of things. I think he can like laser kind of see and pinpoint um, and not get caught up in stuff that would knock other people and bring chaos and confusion. He can see through stuff, like maybe see through the BS a little bit, or see through to make choices and decisions in a clear-headed way. Let's take some more. So this is interesting. On the position of who is he at his core? He's kind of an outsider. He's not. He's not. And again, this is my brain is wanting to tell me one thing, and my intuition's wanting to tell me another. um, because I mean, he's the president. He's connected. He's in. But this is saying he's an outsider. At his core, he's an outsider. He's not in with the club and everybody else doing their thing. I kind of see him as he sits out and he observes and he takes like mental notes and he sees other people and what they're doing, and he may participate in some of those things, but I don't see that he really feels that that's his calling to just fit in. I think he likes being an outsider because he knows he doesn't fit with the people on the inside. And I get a feeling he's okay with that. He's okay with that. It can be a little lonely, as they say, lonely at the top. I get just a kind of a that's really an interesting. I'm kind of glad I talked it out a little bit, and you'll have to forgive me. That's the way I read cards. I'll get a picture and I have to like flesh it out, and so I know that's hard for some of you that might have trouble listening to me when I'm kind of rambling, but I get it once I kind of flesh it out, and usually by the end of the reading I've got it, and it's like, yes, okay, this is what it was saying, but it takes me some time because sometimes you have to let your intuition speak, and you have to bypass what your rational mind is going, but wait, he's the president. Well, yeah, but he's an outsider. So, okay, all right, I'll move on. What motivates him? Again, this is interesting because he had this like this poverty and chaos in society, um, And then he's got the 3 of C. And there it's reversed also. And this is a card when it's reversed of like discord and people not getting along, having trouble. When you've got it, when it's upright, people are getting along, everything's great. Three. So when I see this reversed, to me it's saying that what motivates him at his core is he wants people to get along. He wants people to come together and get along. Care about each other, help each other out. This picture of the ostracized of society and bleak and poverty and coming together and people, I think that motivates him. He wants to make society better so that people can come together and get along. That's interesting. Okay. This is what do we need to know about him. The first one, again, just to recap, is being able to cut through the confusion and see right to the right solution. This one is a messenger. It's the page of Earth Kitten. So I'm looking at the picture on this card. It's really interesting. There's a kitten, and he's touching noses with a porcupine. And if you think about that and what that means, there's this kitten touching noses with an animal that could hurt him. But the kitten's cautious, but he's not afraid. He's willing to see this porcupine and touch noses with it. I think, as in terms of Donald Trump, I think that he has a fearlessness about him. But there's something also about being willing to make friends with people that could hurt you, potentially. And to me, that's the kitten's being very gentle about it. I think Donald Trump may have a gentle side to him that we don't know is there. I think that's what that's saying. Let's look more. Because, right now, most, people either love him or hate him, right? I mean, there's no middle ground, but maybe there's, and that's what this question is, what do we need to know about him? Maybe there's a softer side to him that we don't see because everybody's in this, love-hate relationship with him. But maybe there's more to the story if we're willing to look. So, okay, again, who is he at his core? This is somebody who's very aggressive, willing to take action, willing to move and go after what he sees is important to him, or important to the cause, or necessary. And he's willing to get it done. Very, very bold, and just like, I don't know, I guess aggressive is a good enough word, but that's that card. What motivates him again? This is really cool. You've got the Sea King over at the top of all this kind of discord and people not getting along and mayhem, and here's this kingly, someone who's made it to the top, and I think he's motivated to be the best, but this is saying the best that he can be so that he doesn't end up like this. I think he's very driven and very motivated. And because he has such a keen mind, as in this card back here that sees through the confusion and illusion, he can see what maybe the bigger picture of how society operates that can prevent things like this from happening, can prevent poverty and people not getting along. I think he can see it, and he doesn't want to end up that way. So he's very driven to be the best that he can be to avoid that. I also think he probably avoids people like that too. People that are just negative and drag him down. What do we need to know about him? We've got the Ace of Fire. This is a new beginning card. It's a yes card. It's a powerful card. So this question was the hidden. What's hidden about Donald Trump that we don't know about him, that we need to know about him? And you have this cutting through the illusions, cutting through confusion, seeing right to the right decision that needs to be made. Somebody with a tender side, a soft side, who's willing to make friends with his enemies. And this is a card of creative opportunities, being willing to pursue things that you want, take advantage of opportunities, very opportunistic, very fiery, very driven. I think a lot of that we did know about him, but I was kind of surprised as I read through this that he's very much an outsider. He's really not part of the clique. And I think it's because I would think somebody who has a keen mind knows the trappings of those kinds of things. And I think he's been able to avoid a lot of those trappings over the course of his lifetime. Anyway, this was interesting. Oh, let's do the bottom card. So, this is interesting. You've got the Ten of Sky. This is about finality, things being brought to a close. It has sort of a finality to it, like reaching the end, the pinnacle. Anyway, this was a little bit not quite what I expected to read for him, but interesting nonetheless. I am going to do a follow-up video because there's so much going on in his White House. But I wanted to kind of just see who he is as a person, because I think he's largely misunderstood because there's so much polarity in our society. I mean, right and left are at each other's throats right now. And I just think that there's a side of the story that we're all missing because, well, many of us are missing because we're too busy fighting and wanting to be right and wanting to be top dog and wanting our opinions to be the only opinions. Some people, I'm just saying, that's kind of the energy of what's going on around us as we look at the news. And I wanted to kind of see, who is he at his core without all of the stuff that comes with, this love-hate relationship that people have with him. So anyway, I hope you found that helpful. I certainly did. I got something out of it. Hope you did too. All right, I'll make more. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.